Hey guys, and welcome to my July 28th DVD update. I'm sure many of you have been like, where have you been? You're late. I know, I was at ComicCon buying tons of DVDs, hanging out. And I ran into so many people who've seen these videos, and just want to say to everyone who came up to me saying how much they like these videos, hey, and thanks so much for watching, and great running into everyone I did, and those of you who I did pictures with, send me links to them so I can see some of them. But like I said, it was a great time there, seeing all those people. I couldn't believe how people were coming up to me going, I love those videos. But it was so great. I'm so glad you all enjoyed them. And just thanks so much for watching. So I'm going to go into all the things I've gotten. And I got a ton of stuff at Comic-Con. And I'll go through those after I go through some of the things, the few things I bought that didn't get to talk about yet. The one I got is called Trapped Ashes. And it's a 5 Tales of Terror, and it's from 3. It says from the 5 biggest names in horror: Sean Cunningham, Joe Dante, John Gaeta, Monte, Hellman, and Ken Russell. I mean, Joe Dante. I was watching the movie, and it has all these stories. It kind of reminded me of Creepshow 3 in quality. Like, the stories were all right. They just were not anything that I really was that impressed with. But what I loved about it was the wraparound story. It took place in the movie studio, and it starred, the really cool old guy who was in I always forget his name, but he played in Inner Space as Martin Short's, boss at the market, and he was in Biodome as I guess he was the owner of the Biodome, the old guy, and that stuff I liked. The stuff like that, the wraparound stuff, the going through the movie studio, which was Universal, that was cool. I liked it just for that. But as a movie, I just didn't care too much for it. And this one I got it's from Dimension Extreme, called Steel Trap. And I got this, I didn't get to show this, I've had this for a while. And it's about these people on a New Year's party, and they're having this crazy, I think they're all in the film or entertainment industry, and they get this text message on their phone, meet up on the 18th floor or something for the great party, or some big party or something, and they go up there and they basically get locked in. You've seen this all before. It's nothing original or anything, but they get locked up there, and there's traps, and they have to find a way out. It was kind of like Cube, but without the crazy things happening. It was alright. I mean, and one thing you're going to notice about it was that you could tell that everyone was English, trying to do these American accents, and you could tell their English accents kept slipping out. They should have just had to be English people, because the accents, you could tell so many times that they were struggling. But it was alright. I always hate when they do that, when they have someone that, it's another country trying to do American accent, but you can tell that they're not American at all. They don't even look American, and their accent doesn't fit at all. It's strange. It's an alright movie. I would check it out, though. And I got some screener copies from, of the movie Shudder and Asylum. And Shudder I'd seen and watched it again. This is, in the screener thing, this isn't the actual disc, but it's the same, thing. And I like Shudder a lot better than a lot of the recent. It's, out of all these Japanese remake horror films that they keep making, I thought this one was a bit better. It's about this guy, and he was in Japan, and he kept seeing these images of this girl. I don't want to ruin it, but I would watch this one. I don't know, they all seem the same. They all blend together, because you've seen so many of these, so after a while forget what the hell is going on, because you've seen them all so much. So you mix them up with The Grudge and The Ring and all these other things, because you've seen them all. I'm sure you're looking at this. This is promoting Lost Boys 2, if you're wondering. I got it at Comic-Con after a major pain in the ass trying to get it. And another one I got was Asylum. And I'm sorry there's no cover to see, but look on IMDb about it. It's about these kids, they're starting their first year of college, and there's this new dormitory. Well, it's an old dormitory. It was an old insane asylum that they turned into a dorm, and they're the people that have to stay in this place. And as a part of the dormitory that's closed off. They say, don't go in there. I don't want to have you in there. There's only one key, and I'm the guy who's got it, and you better not go in there. And basically they steal the key from the guy who's, I guess he's supposed to be like the house mother, but he's this guy who's kind of like this pervy guy. And they take his key and go in there, and then like they unlock the spirit of like this old crazy doctor who did these experiments on these teens in there, and then basically they get killed off one by one. It's kind of like House on Haunted Hill, and it was alright. Parts of it I liked. It got very cliche and very much like something you'd seen a zillion times. Like you could predict everything, but it was alright. And I got these Walmart now has these. I don't know if all of them do, because I haven't seen them at many of them. They have these 4 movie packs from this company, Illumination, I think. And they have these horror ones, which has Fear, The Fear, Grimm, Killer Tongue, and Savage Spirit, Zombie Motocross from Hell, Eden Formula, Zombies Gone Wild. I think they were like $6. And they have a whole bunch of weird ones. I didn't even look at them. Another one I didn't look at was The Bank Job. But people said that it was decent. This one, though, The Ruins, I really like this one. We did a review of it a while ago, and if you don't know, it's about a group of these people that go out. They're like out exploring, and I think it was in Mexico. I don't remember which setting, but they want to go like climb the mountains or something like that, explore the pyramids, and they go into this area they shouldn't. Then they get trapped in by these like Mexican guys, and like you can't. They shoot them if they try and leave, and it's like. Is these vines in there. It's very difficult to explain, but if they touch these vines, the vines start growing in their skin and under their skin. It's actually pretty scary. And you wouldn't think it is, because when you try and explain to people, they're like, a movie about killer plants and vines. But I don't know, it was alright. There was nothing wrong with it. I liked it. And this one my dad said to check out, and I didn't even get to look at it, because it came right before he went away, The Mudge Boy. And it stars, Amelia Hirsch, who was in Into the Wild, which I watched a week or so ago and really liked. But it's very depressing. I didn't know it ended the way it did. And now I'll get on to some of the DVD R discs that I got down Comic-Con. And these two, I was so excited to find at Comic-Con. I think I got the only ones. Because I looked, and normally if you buy them, you're like, oh, there's only one copy left. And like, you got the last one, and you come back 10 minutes later and there's another copy put out. There was never ones put back out. And it's Zoobly Zoo. It's not the complete series, but it's pretty many of them. I think it's 12 episodes on this set, and then 11 on this set. And they're uncut episodes. They're not like commercial, filmed off TV. They're actually good copies of these. And this show is impossible to get. And what's so crazy is, it's never really been rerun in repeats, in reruns or anything in the last at least 12 years. And if it is, I've never seen it. If you've never seen it, it's this really interesting 80s show about these like animal characters like living underground and these weird songs. And remember one episode had Michael Jackson's Monkey Bubbles in it. I don't know, you should, if you can find this or look at clips online of it, it's very good. This one, I didn't even know anyone remembered, at least not enough to have a set of it out. And it's Popples, and this is the complete series of them. I got weird kiddish ones. I got some weird faces with the ones I got. But this, I watched this as a kid like crazy. And I think the one person from Zoobly Zoo does a voice in this, but I don't know. The voices sound so similar. But the one I love with the Popples was a live-action one that Shelley Duvall produced, that apparently from the back says it was a live-action pilot special. So I guess they were intending to make it a series, but it didn't happen, which I would have loved to see it. And that one scene in the live-action one when they're out front of that Goodwill going, let me in, let me in! Every time I go to Goodwill's, like, for some reason I get reminded of like that scene in Popples. I like, and this always also reminds me of the My Pet Monster live-action movies. Something about them, they fit together in a strange way. Another one I got was the Potato Head Kids, the complete series. And this one's that Potato Head Kids, and I don't think anyone remembers this. And apparently Breckin Meyer does a voice in this, but I guess he was just a kid doing it. But it's about these, I don't even really remember it. I know they were like these Potato Head Kids going to like activities and doing all this crap. That's all I remember. I have not watched that in like 15, 16 years. This one, I kept going to conventions going, do you have this? I've said this for at least the last 4 years. Are you going to have this in? Are you ever going to get it? Because I've mentioned this a couple times. Like, one of my favorite shows of all time is Gilligan's Island. And I try and get everything Gilligan's Island. The one I can't get is Rescue. Not Rescue. That one's out when they get off the island. But the one Castaways on Gilligan's Island. When after Rescue, at the end of Rescue, they get stuck back on Gilligan's Island. And then apparently, I guess they get rescued again. Then Mr. Howell in Castaways opens up an island resort. But this is the cartoon Gilligan's Planet, and they actually all came back to do the voices except I think the one who did Ginger. I think that was the only one who didn't come back. And this one just looked interesting. It looked like it was filmed on the set of Gilligan's Island, and they looked like they like stole the robot from Lost in Space. And it's called Mystery Island. I don't know anything about this. It just looked interesting. And this, of course, I had to get the Muppet Babies, the best of. And, you know, what can you say about the Muppet Babies? Everyone knows about that. And, going to some of the other ones. I got this from Troma, and it looked I don't know a lot about it. I know that Ray Weiss is in it. It's called Cyrox Rock 7. And I believe I saw the trailer, and it looked really interesting. I think it's about, like, spoofing making a film or something like that. And then I also got from the Troma booth Mother's Day, and I haven't seen this in years. And I don't remember if I liked it that much, but I wanted to watch it again, and it's not that easy to find. I think it's about these girls that are like in a cheerleading team or something, go out into the woods, and they get like kidnapped by these two weird guys whose mother is controlling them. And this one I got at the Full Moon booth, and this I'd always wanted to watch, and I never had seen it, and it's called Head of the Family, and I always liked the cover to it. I don't really know shit about this, and like I always looked at the cover, and I think I asked my dad once about it. He's like, ugh, it was awful, but I don't know. It looks interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it'll be all right. And this one, I was surprised they had, and I'm pretty sure this is a Moonbeam film, because Full Moon in the '90s did Moonbeam films. This company, like, they did kiddish things. I don't know if anybody would remember these. They did, like, Pet Shop, Prehysteria. The best one was Remote, about kind of like sort of a copy of Home Alone, about this kid who, like, went into, like, this house they were selling or something, and he got, I think it was a for sale house, and, like, he fucked around with all these remote control cars or something. And then, like, these robbers were robbing. I haven't seen it forever, but I don't know. This one apparently is one of the only Moonbeam ones to come out. And then, like, the last ones I got Penelope. I don't have much time on the tape, so I don't want to take too long. I got Penelope. I got this, not at Comic-Con, though. I forgot to show this. And this is the Christina Ricci one with the fairy tale. And I like this one. Don't have too much to say about it. And I got this down there because it was cheap. Lucy, The Lost Moments. I haven't seen that before. And I got the Forbidden Zone in color. And I don't know if I had ever seen this movie, but I was definitely interested in seeing it because, you know, the plane guy from, you know, Fantasy Island is in it. And, of course, I got Student Bodies, which everyone's having a hell of a time finding. This is the official DVD. And I got, they had a booth at Warner Brothers. I guess it was Warner Brothers New Line things they were selling. And they had, like, exclusive versions of Harold and Kumar, which has this different cover than the real DVD. The real one's this. This is the exclusive cover to it. And this one, I wanted to save to talk about at the end. And this is the Lost Boys, The Tribe. And I saw the, I think, 10 o'clock screening of this at Comic-Con. And Corey Feldman came. And the guy who played his brother in the movie, you know, the Frog Brother. And the cast of this one came Angus Sutherland, Keith Sutherland's, I think it's his half-brother. And, you know, this is the exclusive Blu-ray cover thing. And I don't know how I felt about the movie. I mean, overall, you could tell that it was, like, supposed to be a good, like, a sequel, and they were really trying with it. The things about it, though, that I didn't like was, I really wish they would have kept the setting. They didn't show any scenes at a carnival, or, like, and have any carnival rides, or have any high shots of carnival, and that was lacking. I think they needed to have a few scenes at a carnival. They just sort of used this, like, beachy kind of community, and it was alright, but I wanted it to be like the way the other one was. The other thing I didn't care was the music. They used this newish music And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but when you think of Lost Boys, you think of this 80s rocking rock music. You don't think of this, like, saddish, emo kind of sad music. You don't think of that. This movie, though, one thing did a really good job with, though, was the gore effects. They had really good gore effects. They were really well done, and not a whole lot of CGI added in splatter gore. A lot of practical, real gore effects, which was a plus, I thought. The other thing, I was glad that they got Corey Feldman to come back. He isn't in it a whole lot, but as people have said in other reviews, he does steal the show of this. He really is good. And I really hope they do another one of these, because Corey Haim is only in one little thing. I don't want to ruin it, but I hope they can get it together, both of them, and be in the next one, because I think there's going to be a third one. I would definitely recommend people support this, just in hopes that they do the other one. Because if this sells enough, you know there'll be a sequel. And the other thing, though, that I didn't like was they had Cry Little Sister, but they used the newer version. And then, like, the redone one, I don't care for the redone one as much. It doesn't have that... It's not as inspiring, and if they would have used the original one, people would have been much more into it, because it's the one they loved. The classic 80s one, not this new one. The new one's alright, but... I don't know. I mean, I would definitely check this out, but don't expect a whole lot from it. It's just alright. It has decent qualities, though. It's not cheap looking. It's not really poorly done or doesn't look rushed. It actually looks professional. It just wasn't all that it could have been. But that was pretty much the DVD update. So thanks a lot for watching, and great seeing everyone at Comic-Con. And I'm going to do another update in like less than probably about a week or so, since I have more things I want to talk about in the next one, because I got sent a bunch of screeners while I was away. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching and for subscribing, and see you all later.